Hi, so this is the build I made in Beastiary Softcore League, which I use to maintain top 20 rank for duelists. I'll start off by saying it's not budget friendly. While you can level with it and level into it, the endgame is extremely expensive to get to this level of DPS and defensive stats. So I made this build because I just wanted really high DPS. Not the highest clear speed, there's better builds for that, but really solid clear speed, and also tons of layers of defense to fall back on, so you can tank a lot of hits all the time, and so I could level in the end game without having to focus on map mods or one-shot mechanics. So I started leveling this off from the very beginning with Sunder, and I made sure to rush the 2 fortify nodes on champion, because the 1000 strength and evasion make you invincible throughout the leveling process in early maps. And then I switched to bows once I got the permanent fortify as the second ascendancy. When you switch to bows, you can just buy a Neura's Heart for 1 alch. It's really strong. It's only about 20% less DPS than a Wind Ripper, but you're best in slot for DPS, clearing, magic find, everything is Wind Ripper. It just has the highest attack speed, flat damage, and crit chance of any elemental bow. To keep up charges and maps, you want to use Blood Rage. You won't take any degen damage because you'll have the 2% from Ascendancy and I think 1 or 2% off the tree for the regen. And Herald of Ice, Curse on Hit, Assassin's Mark will always keep up your power charges while you're mapping really fast. For bosses though, to maintain all these charges, as you can see, I'm using Farrell's Fur, the new unique Beastiary armor, and I'm using a ring that gives me aspect of the cat. These are both really expensive items, and before I was using them, I was just using a cheap 6 link to maximize DPS. As for single target, the reason I use Tornado Shot is because I have the Helm enchant that gives 2 extra secondary projectiles. Without that, I'd definitely be using a second 5-link barrage. It's 1,000 times better, but once you get the Helm enchant, Tornado Shot's pretty much the way to go. To make sure the clear is good for Tornado Shot, you need to get the +2 Pierce on the tree, otherwise it'll just feel like crap. You'll have to fire 3 times into a pack instead of 1 time. For gloves and boots, you want to use the Abyss gloves with 2 sockets. This is really important because the Intimidate you get from a Murderous Eye is 10% more damage, and the Maim is just really solid from a Searching Eye, plus having 2 sockets on a elemental character is incredibly overpowered because of all the flat damage it adds. For boots, you want to use the Bubonic Trail Abyss boots. While 2 sockets are better, at the moment they're like 6 or 8x, so you can just buy a 1 socket with frenzy charges for, I bought mine for around 20 chaos, and it's similar DPS for a fraction of the price. It's really strong. For the rest of the gear, just make sure you have Wed on everything, high life, and you need a lot of resist because you're using a lot of unique items without any resist. This build's pretty close to being finished. It just needs a 6-link upgrade, which is a massive boost to DPS, and ideally +1 arrow quiver and the unique flask that gives +2 projectiles, which is an extra 30% more DPS or something like that. Yep, thanks for watching.